Okay, guys, we're going to get into our next segment, which is our movie news, and this is where Zach takes the lead. So, Zach, what do we have to talk about in movie news?
All right, well, start off. The Fate of the Furious raced away with the box office this weekend, while the film slightly disappointed on the domestic front with an almost non-existent $100.2 million. It was far from a disappointment in the international market. The Fate of the Furious broke the record previously held by The Force Awakens for biggest opening weekend worldwide with an incredible $532.5 million internationally. Wow. That's a lot of money. The Boss Baby continued its strong run with $15.6 million in its third weekend, and Beauty and the Beast continued to stay in double digits with $13.7 million over the weekend. Yes, Travis?
I think it's pretty funny that you said raced away, even though these movies just aren't about racing anymore.
Yeah, no, seriously.
There's a race. There's a race in it.
A race.
That was the most realistic race in any Fast and Furious.
Yeah, we'll get into it when the time comes.
Was it the submarine one that I saw?
No. It was less realistic than the submarine part. Anyway, moving on. New photos have been released for a few upcoming blockbusters. Kingsman: The Golden Circle released their first poster last week, and their first official images this week were released by Entertainment Weekly, which showcases some of the new members of the cast, including Halle Berry, Jeff Bridges, and Channing Tatum in a cowboy hat, including breakout star from the original film, Taron Egerton. Mission Impossible 6 director Christopher McQuarrie released the first look at Rebecca Ferguson on set via Instagram. Ferguson's role as Isla Faust was the standout performance of Rogue Nation, and she quickly became a fan favorite of the entire series. Also on the Mission Impossible front, Coming Soon released another set photo of Tom Cruise riding a motorcycle. While that may bring back memories of the horrid Mission Impossible 2, don't forget that Rogue Nation also had a motorcycle sequence that was just simply fucking awesome. Jurassic World 2 also had set photos released on Twitter showcasing 2 new animatronic dinosaurs, showing that though it may be moving closer to the vein of the original over the mostly CGI dinosaurs that we saw in World.
Yes.
New Mutants, the upcoming X-Men spin-off film that I guess will not follow up on the events in Logan, is slated to start production soon. My Entertainment World is reporting the filming is scheduled to begin in early June in Massachusetts. The film is also believed to spend a lot of time filming in Canada, which, again, makes sense for the whole After Logan thing, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Deadpool 2 has found their Cable, the character, not the television, with a whole shit ton of actors in the mix for the role. Most notably, Stranger Things star David Harbour and Michael Shannon's corpse. The studio finally landed on Josh Brolin. Thanos himself will be the time-traveling straight arrow character for Ryan Reynolds to bounce off of in the much-anticipated sequel. THR was first to confirm the casting, also reported the deal in place is for 4 films. This will likely include the long-rumored X-Force film, which will be another R-rated chapter in the X-Men universe. James Gunn announced on Twitter that he is returning to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Considering the success of the first film, and soon-to-be massive success of the sequel, this comes as no surprise. Something interesting that is worth noting here is that Gunn will join the Russo brothers as the only ones to direct 3 films in the MCU. And now some animated comic book movie news this week. Sony's animated Spider-Man will finally bring Miles Morales to the big screen, and he'll be voiced by, God help me, Shameik Moore, who played the lead role in the film Dope, which we reviewed on an early episode of Netflix and Chillin'. Moore is also known for his role in the Netflix original series The Get Down, which we will probably be reviewing on a future episode of Netflix and Chillin' sometime down the road. Also cast in the film was, I always pronounce his name right, is it Liev Schreiber?
It's Liev Schreiber.
Yep, nice, I got it.
Yeah.
I finally pronounced the name right on the news. I want to make a new story about that. Anyway, Liev Schreiber, who will be playing the yet-to-be-announced villain, and on the DC animated front, Watchmen could be the next in line for an animated treatment. While the story was already adapted to a live-action film, it was met with the traditional Zack Snyder treatment of mixed reviews. The graphic novel is one of the most acclaimed ever, so it will only be fitting to get another shot at an adaptation. Film Buff Online was the first to report the news. Also in DC news this week, Aquaman has added Dolph Lundgren to the cast. THR was first to report the news that Lundgren has been cast as the villainous King Nereus. Lundgren is best known for playing Ivan Drago in Rocky IV, but also co-starred in the Expendables film. Lundgren is no stranger to the comic world as he recently co-starred in Arrow Season 5. His career has been on an upward trend. And to wrap up this week's DC news, last week we reported that 4 live-action Batman spin-offs were slated to be released in 2019. I think we all, except for maybe Brian, agree that it is a bit much for one year. Well, almost on cue, Warner Brothers executive producer John Berg and DC Entertainment president Jeff Johns joked on Twitter that they had no idea that 4 Batman movies were being released in 2019. John said that he hoped they would release 27 Batman movies in 2019 instead.
Fuck?
It's good to see that the pair is able to make light of the rumors and joke about their own universe. Most people just think the universe itself is enough of a joke as it is, but they are very much overachieving here, which I gladly appreciate.
27 films.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was a big success for Warner Brothers last fall. Introducing the film was Johnny Depp's Grindelwald, who saw Harry Potter... Who Harry Potter fans know for eventually having an epic duel with Dumbledore well before the start of the original series. Fans knew that at some point a young Dumbledore would appear in the series, and as much was confirmed for the sequel. Well, now I know who it is. In a press conference, Warner Bros. Announced that none other than Jude Law will be portraying the legendary wizard in the sequel. So, just to jump right into this here, what do you guys think of the casting? Jude Law as young Dumbledore. Travis, we'll start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? That's great.
All right, and Pedro.
That's all I have to say. I'm totally down.
Well, Jude Law, great actor. He's gonna be in that upcoming film with Charlie Hunnam. What is it? The
King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Yeah, I don't know how that movie's gonna come out.
That is the pinnacle of cinema.
Yeah, I don't know how that movie's gonna come out, but I hope that this role will definitely be good for him, and it's gonna be great. I didn't see the recent incarnation of the Harry Potter movies. Why am I having a brain fart? Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, I did not see that movie. It looked interesting. I heard good things. I heard mixed things about it.
It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I liked it.
As a Harry Potter fan, I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah, but so it would be nice to see, going back and seeing how Dumbledore, how he grew into being like this famous wizard. So that would be interesting to see. But yeah, so I mean that's all I have to say about it. I mean, how do you feel about it, Zach?
I like Jude Law. I don't have a problem with the casting. I was talking to Kevin, and he said he wanted someone else. I think Jared Harris. He's also in the new Sherlock Holmes movie. At least the second one that Jude Law's also in. But I think Jared Harris is like the son of the guy the original Dumbledore. So that would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I really like the Jude Law casting, so I think he'll do good.
Yeah. Always make sure that you always get the right person, not just like how you feel like, oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Always get the right person that you feel like would be perfect for it. So, yeah, I mean, enough to say about that. I mean, this whole DC news thing, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm glad that they're taking light of the whole situation with the whole 27 Batman movies we're getting in 2019.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy year.
Yeah, but
I'm really happy that we get to see Ivan Drago face off with Khal Drogo.
Oh my god,
Aquaman.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I'm looking forward to Aquaman. You got Fuck, why am I blanking on names today?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jason Momoa.
That is his name.
Jason
Do you know
Momoa.
who the director of Aquaman is?
Yeah, it's James Wan.
James Wan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he direct
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
directed Star Trek Beyond, right?
No, that was Justin Lin. You're thinking it the other way around because James Wan.
Yeah, because Justin Lin did the old Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah.
like 3 through 6, and then James Wan did 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Wan also did the Conjuring movies, the first 2 Insidious movies, Dead Silence, the original Saw.
Fair enough.
So mostly a horror guy, but I'm
I
down.
mean, I hope this movie doesn't turn out to be a horror.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, it's been feeling like that every time I watch
honestly,
him.
at this point, I just don't give a fuck about the DC universe at all.
I felt like that
I
ever
don't
since
care
Batman
about
vs
DCU
Superman.
at all.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much, but I'm hoping to be surprised. I still
Yeah.
have that hope there.
I literally have like when I see a trailer, I'm at the point where I don't get excited anymore. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm just like I'm literally just stone faced. I'm like, oh.
I'm kind of having
trailer.
having
Hopefully it's good.
hopes for Wonder Woman.
Actually,
So-
I actually fell asleep during the DC news section. I took a small nap.
Small nav. Did either of you guys see the live action Watchmen movie?
No, I haven't.
did.
But I
I did
heard
see it.
very mixed things.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It's not bad. It's one of those movies that to me it just feels way too long.
Well, yeah, it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, so that would do it. So it doesn't feel way too long. The movie is just way too long. But yeah,
I think it needed to be that long. I just think the pacing's way off because Zack Snyder doesn't know how to pace a movie for crap.
Well, Zack Snyder doesn't know how to do much. But,
Oh my god.
but so
I'm surprised that guy's still breathing.
wow,
Wow, that was dark.
that was very
But
dark.
by that I meant I didn't think he knew how to breathe because he doesn't know how to do anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not talking about killing the guy.
Jeez.
I know a lot of DC fans would, but I'm not a DC fan.
Oh
so.
man, a lot of DC fans would want to kill you for saying that.
But yeah, I mean, we're
But he
getting
gave us
an
Batman v
animated
Superman.
Watchmen movie. That should be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely better fit as an animated.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely. I honestly feel like
They
a
said it was
lot of movies.
unadaptable.
I feel like a lot of movies can be.
There's a lot of people that say Watchmen is unadaptable.
That's what I heard also.
You know what? That's what Zack Snyder's catchphrase is. I sure will try.
But what I was
He'll
saying
give it
was
his best shot.
when I
It's like the kid where he's like the kid that like the DC or the Warner Brothers CEOs, they just like put his work on the fridge and pat him on the head.
Like, oh, good job, buddy. There's like a big C- on it.
But what I was saying earlier was, I feel like, there are a lot of movies that can be properly adapted to animation, because I just feel like there are certain, things out there that are better suited for animation, Like, Watchmen, I guess, it had its place, for live action. It did what it needed to do, and, some fans were pleased, some fans weren't. So, I guess they're gonna give it a second try and see what they can do with an animated feel to it. And to hear that they're going to be doing... we've heard this news for a while that Sony's going to be doing an animated Spider-Man movie.
But now it's going to be Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Listen, I have very mixed feelings on the Miles Morales character, just for the mere fact that, I have no problem with the Miles Morales character in the comic books. I have no care in the world for that. Let that story be its story. It's whatever. It's in the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, so whatever. Let it be. It's just... I got mixed feelings about Miles Morales when it came to when the casting for Spider-Man came about, when they were going to be doing Civil War with the new Spider-Man. And everybody wanted Miles Morales. And I was just like, why would you want that? So Miles Morales, that character, gave me a bad taste in my mouth through all of that. But to hear it being in it...
Here's what I'm going to say about that, because I definitely feel where you're going with it, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think we're on the same page. Is that...
Before you get too racist here.
No, that's never been the deal.
No, it's all. I agree that with Civil War, I was really happy with Peter Parker, but I am very excited that Miles Morales is going to be in the animated movie, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to bring him in, because it's something that's disconnected from the MCU.
I would really like to see him take over the role. If they decide to kill off Spider-Man in the MCU, I'd like to see him take over.
We just brought him in.
Yeah.
Right. I know they just brought him in, but I mean, like, later on, maybe like 4 or 5 years down the road. And we've seen enough Peter Parker. We're getting to the point where it's getting stale. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I honestly don't even think that I would mind if they brought in, like, Miles Morales live action and had him be the Spider-Man in, like, Sony's, like, Venom universe and all that.
I guess, but...
I don't think I would mind that, because we know it's disconnected
and then
from
they
the
start
MCU.
doing cross-universe stuff. Oh, what? They got Earth 1, Earth 2, all up in here?
No. I wouldn't want that.
So, yeah, no.
Let's hope the Venom movie's good, though. I'm just hoping and praying.
Yeah, I hope it's good, but I wouldn't mind, because I feel like you can't have Venom without Spider-Man.
Oh,
so I do
couldn't.
kind of hope that they do a Spider-Man, but I wouldn't mind it being Miles Morales in that universe, because we know it's a separate universe. And I think I told you a while ago, Pedro, that it's not out of the question that we're ever going to see, like, 2 on-screen versions of Spider-Man at the same time.
Well,
like, in different universes.
It was actually funny, because I definitely got fooled, because I'm an idiot. When it was April 1st, and all those fake news stories were coming out, and one of them was, guys, we have our Spider-Man for the Venom, the Venom movie universe, and they're bringing back Andrew Garfield. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh wait, today's April Fool's Day. Fuck.
Did you guys really hate Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man?
No, God, no. I loved Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I said what in excitement,
Oh yeah.
So,
I think that he was just given a short end of the stick.
I think he was the opposite of Tobey Maguire, where I think Andrew Garfield was a really good Spider-Man, but a terrible Peter Parker.
Really?
And I felt like I felt like Tobey Maguire was a really good Peter Parker, but a terrible Spider-Man.
Yeah, I could see
because that. with this, I love Spider-Man 2, but really the character of Spider-Man is just Superman with Spider-Man's powers in that costume.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like Andrew Garfield really captured the attitude and the character of Spider-Man better, but Peter Parker was definitely done better by Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
and
because he was more. He had that nerdy.
Yeah, and I feel like Tom Holland really hits
it's
like
that
both
blend.
ends of that. So he's that nice blend of right in the middle, which is that really nice like sweet spot there of like how to make like the perfect Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to both these animated movies. I'm more or less more looking forward to the Miles Morales Spider-Man, just because I'm more of a fan of Spider-Man than I am of Watchmen. But yeah. So yeah, the New Mutants movie, that's gonna be weird because it's gonna
way ahead.
Oh wait, yeah, no, well,
you
yeah.
missed at least two.
We could start. We could start.
We could
there.
do new. Whatever, we'll do new.
There's really no order to go
through
here. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's filming soon. Not really too much to add. They're saying James McAvoy's gonna be back, which is confusing to me.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know.
Welcome to the X-Men timeline.
It's very confusing. I was assuming it would take place after Logan because in Logan, you know, I'm still not going to spoil anything, but in Logan they do make a big case of these are New Mutants. Like they say New Mutants so many times in it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to go back in time and help
again
in the past.
Yeah. The New Mutants are going to go back. They're going to send their consciousness into their parents' bodies in the past.
New Mutants, Days of Future Past.
New Mutants of Future Past.
Oh my god.
New Mutants of Old Mutants.
I personally believe they should. Honestly, I'm still a contender of this, that they just need to reboot this whole thing from scratch. Like start.
No, they're doing so good.
They're doing pretty well right now.
I mean, no, yeah, they are. Like Logan was amazing. You know,
Logan's amazing. Deadpool's amazing.
You don't like you can reboot the whole X-Men universe without having to reboot Deadpool.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
They need to reboot Deadpool.
No, they wouldn't, because Deadpool can make fun of.
No, they just
Yeah.
need to reboot Deadpool because it was a terrible movie.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well,
but,
that was Travis for us today, people. So
I'm sorry. All you hear is a gunshot.
Yeah, but you know we're getting Cable, so we're gonna get X-Force. I really like the direction that Fox is going right now with the series.
Speaking of Cable, let's get into that. Listen, when I found out that Josh Brolin was going to be well, he is Thanos. When he got announced for Cable, I was like, I felt underwhelmed by that, honestly, because we heard all these names swirling around the Cable character. You know, you had all these people, all these different names. I was like, okay, who's gonna be it? Who's gonna be it? And then out of the blue, Josh Brolin nails the role.
I never heard Josh Groban was even in like the conversation.
Josh Groban.
I never heard that Josh Brolin was even in the conversation.
Yeah.
His name never popped up in all my looking into who was like in the running for Cable.
Yeah.
So when he was casted, I was like, wait, like, is that real?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I looked into it. I'm like, oh shit. And I thought about it. I'm like, huh, like I really do like that though, because I don't know, really, like, I don't know why I'm bringing up this movie, but did I ever see Men in Black 3?
Oh yeah, when he portrayed Tommy Lee
Black
Jones.
3.
Yeah, but in that movie, like, he was that straight arrow style character,
Yeah.
and he did a very good Tommy Lee Jones impression. But outside of that, I'm like, yeah, you can sort of just plug that character in at Cable, and you did do a great job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm all for the casting. I think it's a good casting.
I just can't wait for the Deadpool Thanos jokes that are gonna happen.
I honestly
they
do believe
have
they
to.
have to do that.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it should be great to see how he's gonna be able to
You look
portray
different.
Cable.
You're supposed to be big and purple.
But yeah, so James Gunn directing, he's gonna be on.
Are we
board
honestly
for,
surprised?
No,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
There's no way they weren't going to let him.
Huh?
There's no way they weren't going to let James Gunn direct.
I don't know, but you feel like, you know, at some point a director should, you know, back off of a certain franchise so his creative juices aren't, you know, like out of it's just.
I get where you're going. I just think that James Gunn is just, you know, amazing and can do anything. I literally think like that man is like God in my eyes, because he's just God in my eyes. Like,
Wow.
I love that man, and I don't think that his creative juices are just exhausted yet.
The juice is still loose, is what you're saying.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm all for James Gunn. I mean, I haven't seen Guardians 2, obviously.
No one
But
that.
the first Guardians I thought was really good.
Oh yeah.
So everything that I've seen in Guardians 2 looks really good. So why ruin a good thing? It's one of those things where it's just like with the Russo brothers, like they haven't done you wrong yet. So let's just keep having them in charge, you know?
I go by past experiences with other directors. Like a good example is Sam Raimi with the Spider-Man trilogy, where he did great with the first one, amazing with the second one, no pun intended, and the third one just fell flat. And then was that
really his fault though?
I have to say, you know, there is partial fault with Spider-Man 3. Yeah, the studio came in and wanted him to do certain things that he didn't want to do, but he could have done it in a way where it could have worked. You know, like you can't necessarily always blame studios for I
agree with I know where you're going. I agree with Pedro that you can't always blame studios for bad films. However, I do believe that blame should go where the blame is deserved, and of course it's really hard to do that because you don't know what went on behind the scenes in the production most of the time. So it's really hard to assign blame to either the directors, the people who created it, whatever. So even though it is really hard, I do believe that you're coming from the right place. I just don't know if we have all the facts.
Listen, I give James Gunn the benefit of the doubt. I think when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes out, it's going to be great. And when he does Volume 3, I am praying that he does an amazing job, just as he did in the past. So
yeah, he's God. He can't mess up.
Okay, so moving on from that. So yeah, the new photos for the other movies for, you know, Mission Impossible 6, or the Kingsman movie, The Golden Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Channing Tatum in a cowboy hat. That should be interesting.
I'm in.
I mean, I'm a big Channing Tatum fan.
I'm in 100%.
Channing Tatum with me is almost like it was with Zac Efron with Neighbors, where I was always like, oh, Channing Tatum. Oh my god, whatever. And then like 21 Jump Street came out, and I'm like, yes, Channing Tatum. Oh my god. And so ever since then, I've really liked Channing Tatum in a lot of different movies. So when I heard he was going to be in this, I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He looks really goofy, but like it fits right in with what we've seen in Kingsman. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Jurassic World 2. Now this should be interesting.
This is my big news story because like that was my main gripe with Jurassic World is I felt there was too much CGI where there could have been practical effects.
Yeah.
Especially like the one scene that really bugged me more than anything was when they used CGI for the raptors when their heads were in those things and the guy and what's his face, the Kingpin. Yeah, he wanted to pet him, and their heads were in the thing, and it was all CGI, and it's like, why? You could have just did it practical. You didn't even need to do much. You just needed to make a head.
It probably would have been less expensive.
Yeah, and I just didn't understand. It was like what they did with the new Thing movie, where they just CGI'd the entire movie. But yeah, that was my biggest gripe was all the CGI. Like, I understand, like, CGI is what made the original Jurassic Park as good as it is, but there was a lot of practical in Jurassic Park that really sold the effects. It was more about them blending practical and CGI well enough that it really helped the movie along. Like, especially with like the giant T-Rex animatronic in the movie. That was all animatronic. There was no CGI there until like the scene where he's actually like chasing after people and stuff. That, of course, they couldn't do that, practical. So like, do practical where you can, and CGI where you can't. That's my entire theory on all of that. And I'm really glad that with these pictures with coming up with the animatronic dinosaurs, really seems like they're going back to that, which is important because I mean, look at Star Wars. They pretty much CGI'd all of the prequels, and they weren't great. Mostly because they just look fake. They didn't look like Star Wars. They didn't look like a world that people actually live in.
If a movie's good enough, I can always look past bad CGI.
Yeah,
like the CGI was not the reason why I hated the Star Wars prequels.
That's fair.
It goes much deeper than that.
Well, yeah, but you get what I mean.
I do agree though, because like you look at the original Jurassic Park. I mean, obviously you guys love the movie a lot more than I do.
Yeah,
it's both your number ones on our top 10 podcast. But Yeah, it's like even the practical effects and the CGI in that movie, they still hold up.
Yeah, they do.
Today.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I've always been a fan of practical effects and everything. I just think it looks more real because it is like it's something that's actually there, and it helps out the actors too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. On top of that, the actors have something there to interact with. They can really, instead of having to try to imagine it, they can see it.
Yeah, it's not like Mark Wahlberg and like the Transformers movies where you're yelling at like the T-Rex transform, like, will you spit that out? It's like, all right, we can tell that that thing's not there.
Yeah. Listen, Mark Wahlberg, I know you're trying. we understand.
Yeah. So, going on from that, I was actually surprised that, granted the fact that the Fate of the Furious worldwide made fucking bank, but I'm surprised domestically it didn't do as much better as it did,
Yeah, I mean, 100 million still 100
Oh,
million.
no, yeah, definitely. But the last one...
No studio is going to be disappointed with 100 million.
Oh, yeah.
How about a break in the Force Awakens record, though?
Yeah, that's why...
That is insane.
If this movie made $0 domestically, but still broke that record, they'd be like, success.
Yeah.
We are only releasing this movie. But I'll tell you this right now, that if they were smart, they should capitalize, and they should set the next movie in, like, Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
That's where it should take place, and they should do a lot of filming there.
There's a huge car scene in Europe and Asia, and people don't understand that.
Yeah, and that's where these movies always kill. So if they were smart, they should film it there, because then the next ones would kill it even more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that.
How about Boss Baby being, Boss Baby?
Boss Baby is the fucking boss of the box office right now.
I don't understand the hype behind this movie.
I know, like, grown adults that were like, yeah, we're seeing this movie without the kids, blah, blah. And I'm like, how?
Why?
How are people still seeing this movie? Like, apparently it's not bad. Like, I know it's close to being fresh. It's not, like, crazy rotten. But it's one of those things where it's like, this movie's made so much money, and I
feel
don't
like
understand it.
It's a movie where there was a bunch of executives in an office, and they were like, what do people love? They love babies. They love puppies. They're the two cutest things. Let's put them together.
Let's put them against each other, and we're going to have the baby have a business mind.
Well,
remember that movie Baby Geniuses?
No, that will never be a memory ever.
Remember that movie Look Who's Talking Now?
But hey, I'll say this right now. If the Boss Baby ever makes it to Netflix, I know what I'm picking. But yeah, so would you guys say that wraps up news?
Yeah,
I would say so.
I would assume so.